scandalous, you two. Are you allowed to say?
The Chagos Island deal. Get it signed off before Trump gets it. He doesn't want it.
Absolute outrage. Absolute outrage. And Stephen obviously agrees because he's come dressed as an undertaker today. As you'll...
Oh, sorry, this is my second-best waistcoat. No, the answer is perfectly simple at the Chagos Islands. Donald Trump is very keen to buy Greenland. He's very keen to take Panama. Buy the Chagos Islands.
Well, aren't we selling the Chagos Islands?
Well, hang on a second. It's not down to us. You know, no, we're not.
He's not in a position to buy them yet.
We actually moved the inhabitants off the Chagos Islands. The TAMDL used to raise
Mauritius billions to take this territory.
No.
Yes, we are. We're paying them 7 years in advance, which is about half the money that
they've
taken off the pensioners. It's an absolute scandal.
Before Ramgoolam took over,
say shut up. This is a discussion.
I know, it's very aggressive, isn't it? Very aggressive. 7 years' worth of instalments up front worth 630 million quid. I mean, this is outrageous.
Over 30 years.
We could give for the Diplomat General David Lammy.
Yeah, absolutely. And all apparently on the altar of decolonisation. But hang on, the Mauritians never owned it, don't want it, we've got to pay them to take it. What about the Chagosians? Shouldn't we have given it back to them?
Mike, as ever, you speak with sanity, good sense and temperance, and I always admire and respect your words. But the majority of Chagosians actually live in Crawley, as a matter of fact. So if they bought them, if Donald Trump bought the Chagos Islands, then the Chagosians could go back there. Because at the moment, if they go back there, an independent Chagos Islands, except for Diego Garcia, what would they live on? What would they earn? There's no trade, there's no industry, there's no agriculture. So that's the answer. But you actually go down to Crawley, and I'm amazed that you haven't actually done it there, done a Vox Pop down there, and said to the Chagosians, what do you want?
Well, if they don't live in the Chagos Islands, I don't care.
No, exactly.
We moved them out of there.
But Stephen, you're a patriot.
We have some responsibility.
You've served in the Royal Navy. Surely it offends you greatly that a military base vital to Western interest for both the United Kingdom and the United States is being handed over to a country which is more allied to China.
Diego Garcia,
surely that worries you.
Diego Garcia was never on the table. I entirely agree. Strategically...
It will be in 99 years' time. I remember at one time people said, Hong Kong, oh, that's a long way off.
I know.
You know? Yeah, it's an absolute disgrace.
You can always renew a lease. Look, the reality is where it's located is where China is actually doing this new marine Silk Road. They're trying to go across the Pacific. Look at what they're building in Sri Lanka. They're building right the way across in East Africa. This would be a crucial part in that. Therefore, we've got to keep Diego Garcia. No question.
The suspicious thing is, why are Labour trying to push this through?
Decolonisation. So, because
of
our history.
No, my point is, they want to do this before Trump gets in on Monday.
Trump will cancel the deal. He will absolutely cancel the deal. If he doesn't do it through official ways, he will do it diplomatically by telling the British government this is a very bad idea.
Beva's asked the key question, and the answer is purely and simply that the British government forcibly removed the Chagosians from their homeland. We did that. We have a moral duty and a legal duty.
How many years ago was that, Mike? Sorry, Stephen.
1963, is that right?
Right.
Wow.
This is being rushed through, and you know when deals are rushed, they're a bad deal.
It's not the Dangerous Dogs Act.
Exactly.
And also, it's the fact that it is clearly...
Legislate in haste, repent at leisure.
But also, it's just the fact that it's clearly political. So if Labour are trying to get rid of this, get rid of the Chagos Islands, get rid of... I mean,
nobody'd ever heard of the Chagosian Islands before David Lammy became Foreign Secretary.
I'm sorry, the TAMDL used to raise it at PMQs every single week.
How is this going to do anything to improve the so-called special relationship? We've got a new president taking over on Monday. He really doesn't want this to happen. And Starmer is busting a gut
to get it done.
A bad deal to get it done.
So he's deliberately trying to upset the President of the United States of America, deliberately.
The whole American
and I mean, next Monday, Trump gets sworn in. He's absolutely anxious to push it through before then. It will be a bad deal. But it also, what a way to kick off our relations with the new President of the United States by literally insulting him by pushing through a deal he's made clear he does not want.
To be honest, it's a fairly low bar anyway at the present time. But I shall be watching the village people there at the inauguration of President Trump.
Beverly Turner's going to be there.
I'm there.
Are you?
I'm there on Monday.
Not with the village people. Not with the village people.
Sorry.
We heard her singing the other day.
Sorry, for 1 minute I had this image.
I won't be on stage.
Because only one of the village people is still alive, the original village people. So I thought we were recasting. I mean, this is a gender-neutral village people.
I went to Trump's inauguration, Bill Clinton's. I went to Bill Clinton's first one and then joined Mr Clinton's mother at the party with Fleetwood Mac that night.
Wow.
Fleetwood Mac with a group there.
She still talks about it.
It's going to be amazing on Monday. GB News will be bringing you know...
So you're actually in Washington for the inauguration?
I go to Washington tomorrow. This is the last time you'll see me until I'm freezing on Monday.
I'm not because I could outside broadcast.
I entirely agree. Outside broadcast in Whitehall, but I have to say the nation needs you, Bev.
I think so too, Stephen. But thank you. Don't put any pressure on me. Now let's move to this story in LA. We trailed it before the break. These houses. I mean, the area that has been razed to
Pacific
the ground,
Palisades,
Stephen, is phenomenal. And now what's happening? They're being looted.
Well, as
people dressed up as firemen.
That's so sick.
People dressing up as firemen, going around the ruins and stealing from houses that've got things left.
Wow.
But I think one of the basic. I mean, I have to say, Donald Trump saying that all the LA firefighters are lesbians called Christian. I think is not particularly helpful.
I don't think you put it quite as bluntly as that.
But you know
certainly those are his very words.
You know why he's making that point, though?
It's because the ghastly mayor of Los Angeles.
But also the head of the fire service. So there's been a huge sort of focus upon DEI, diversity and inclusion, about identity politics. They spent a lot of money on all of that, whilst failing to provide firefighting infrastructure.
And cutting budgets. They cut the budget for the firefighters, but up the budget for all the diversity programmes, including stopping sorting out brushwood across California, which is one of the main reasons it spreads so quickly if you don't clear the brushwood.
And the mayor who authorised the money, extra money for diversity. We have to make the point. She's an openly proud, out gay black woman. Of course she is.
What's interesting, though, is that the fact that looters always... You shot them. People looted, they get shot. Simple as. And I don't know where that stands in the law at the present time. But what fascinates me about this, I always thought that when you...
in this
country. Hang on, what are you talking about?
You don't shoot them in this country.
What do you mean you don't shoot looters?
When we had the riots in London 10, 12 years ago, we didn't shoot
Liverpool.
Said our compassionate left-winger.
No, it's the only language they understand.
Is this Labour Party policy? I didn't spot it in the manifesto.
No, not loot the shooters, shoot the looters.
Well, maybe we should consider that.
When the Totter's riots happened, if they'd have shot the looters, there'd only be half the people in Liverpool left. I mean, with no disrespect to Liverpool, of course. That was many years ago.
The worst crime imaginable.
I'm sorry. When you've got a situation, a crisis like this, then you have to take emergency measures. But what's extraordinary, the thing there's people now, the only thing that's left is their vaults and their safes where they're going around. But what I didn't realise was that I thought you could actually scoop up seawater and dump it on that. I hadn't realised that if you did that, the salt would then kill the land.
It does. And it would also, so short term, you put the fire out. The huge long term.
And it also destroys the actual equipment you're using. So they have to actually go up to the lakes and scoop up.
35,000 acres have been levelled. It's a huge area.
And the fires are still going.
They are.
And if the winds start...
Have you ever been to Pacific Palisades?
No.
I mean, it is the most luxurious suburb in the world. I mean, I know you get these places in Dubai and all that, but for where people actually live day in, day out, the gated mansions, and it's just so it's the wealthiest part of the wealthiest city and the wealthiest state in the world.
Which is why the insurance bill is going to be hundreds of billions of pounds.
Well, I don't know how you can actually rebuild after that in order. I mean, I know Malibu, I know Pacific. I've looked at it enviously from outside.
Well, they can't rebuild with all the wood. Because a lot of these properties...
I know, they were, because wood was very, very cheap at the time.
We know it was always set to be a smart city by 2028, this as well. So where you get in and out with your phone. Made that a lot easier. Now it's been levelled to the ground. They might have had objections to that. And, of course, it's the Olympics in 2028. So all I'm saying is there are some people who will be delighted about this turn of events.
But what extraordinary is, if you know Los Angeles... Los Angeles is
because they can push through the smart city that is the future, where we're all going to be able to get in and out, but only with your phone.
There's even talk now they're going to cancel the Oscars because they think it'd be inappropriate. I think don't they need something like that to...
But the Grammys and the Oscars are actually on Hollywood Boulevard, which is quite a long way. But the odd thing about Los Angeles, it's 20 suburbs, basically, in search of a city.
It is. It's not a city, is it?
It's nowhere near. I mean,
there is a Los Angeles City. It's tiny. It's a tiny enclave.
But it's like, I mean, Johannesburg, which is lots of small places, only encompassed by sort of electoral register. So the point is, a lot of, Watts and South Central and northern Los Angeles is completely untouched by this. So the question is, how do they rebuild? As for your point about the smart city, I was amazed when I was there, the number of driverless cars buzzing around. Sometimes the majority, and also little robot delivery things going.
It's going to become the...
Somebody will use it as a blank slate to start from.
Convenient, isn't it?
Elon Musk.
It is the blank
Let's not
slate.
imply
No, it's not Elon Musk. It is going to be the blank slate. The blank slate. Sorry, to become the digital state. And guess what? Just in time for the Olympics to showcase how marvellous this all is, and then we'll all have to do the same thing.
But they will do it, the Americans, because they're so used to rebuilding communities, usually when they've been destroyed by hurricanes or something like that. They just rebuild them. I said to a guy once, why do you live in Florida when you've lost your house twice in 10 years? He said, apart from the hurricanes, it's the best place in the world to live. They just have this attitude, a pioneering attitude. We've been destroyed, we're going to rebuild and bring it back. They'll bring it back better than it was.
So people living on the San Andreas Fault, which is one of the most dangerous fault lines, and actually living on top of what could be an active flipping
And we will bring you two back in the next hour, despite the inherent danger of having you here.
Yes.